There is one thing I can always turn to when I need to reset my attitude. Hi, I'm Gina. Here at Hope and Cope, we talk about how to have our best life in spite of painful and sometimes even tragic events in our life. So what is that one thing that I can always turn to change my attitude? It is gratitude. Years ago, I heard a minister in our area named Bob Russell make this amazing analogy type story, and it just really helped me. He said that he could change everyone's life, no matter what your life was like. He could change your whole life just by taking everything you have today, take it all away, and then just give it back to you tomorrow. And he said your whole outlook on life would be changed. And I thought, that is so profoundly true. It gave me a whole new perspective, and it helped me to just realize, no matter how frustrating I am, that if someone took everything I had away, and I had no guarantee of ever getting it back, but then by some miracle I got it the next day, it would give me a whole new appreciation for my life. And so that is how I know that gratitude, if we will dig deep down and discover and take in all the things we have to be grateful for, it can change our attitude no matter how frustrating life can be. Now, I do want to say, gratitude is not going to take away your loss. If you are suffering with a severe loss, gratitude is not going to make it poof and go away. But gratitude can still ease the sorrow. It can still ease the pain of even the worst tragedies. And I don't really even like to even think about the worst tragedies, like the absolute worst tragedies in the world. They are almost too hard to speak out into the world. They're just so painful. But I remember when we lost my brother tragically, instantly in a car wreck when he was just 21. It helped me to count my blessings. In that specific situation, we were pretty sure that he didn't suffer. He died instantly. And that he didn't have a family yet, and that he wasn't leaving behind children. And we had these things that is like, these would be worse if he suffered or if he was left in some horrible state, if he had babies that were left fatherless, just things we tried to say it could have been worse. And those things, we counted our blessings that we had each other, that we could turn to each other, that our family could turn inward, and we all shared the same grief. And that was a blessing in itself. There were just so many things that we could pick and say, yes, this is a blessing, this is a blessing, this is a blessing. And it did help. It did not make the sorrow go away. The sorrow is still there. After 20 years, the sorrow is still there. But it did help us to keep our eyes on our blessings. What is one thing that you're so grateful for that no matter how bad the day is, no matter if the toast is burnt and you sat in traffic and you got a flat tire and just everything went wrong, or even, those terrible tragedies, what is that one thing in your life that when you say, but at least I have XYZ, that it just helps you, it gives you an anchor, it gives you that rope to hold on to, it gives you that solid ground to reset and say, I'm so grateful for this thing, and it just helps to lighten your burden for the day. What is that one thing? What I go back to so often is that my children and my grandchildren have their health. I'm just so thankful. I'm thankful for my health. My husband, he doesn't have such great health. I think y'all know he's a quadriplegic, but I'm still thankful for what health he has. But when I think of, I've got 4 very healthy grandchildren, that my 3 daughters are relatively healthy. I have one daughter that has some health issues, but really overall, we're just so blessed. I'm like, thank God that we're not dealing with a disease or a tragedy or something that's just really, really painful to my children and grandchildren. And that will just help me to reset. It's like, man, I know my kids have issues. I know they have hard life. I know they got stuff going on. but I'm just so thankful that they've got the mental health and the physical health to endure what they go through. Sometimes we can't see the forest for the trees. The thing that's bothering us so bad is just all consuming. It's all we can see. And we have a hard time finding those gratitudes. We have a hard time drawing up and saying what else we have in our life to be thankful for. And so I have this analogy. I'm going to share it here with you. It's a little corny, but you guys know me. So I'm going to share this analogy with you, and I hope it's really helpful. So here is your problem. The tip of my finger is your problem. And the more it is just all consuming, you cannot see anything else. But when you draw it back and you put it in perspective, then it's not so painful. And that means we give room to see all the things that we can be grateful for. When we let it take up our peripheral vision, our frontal vision, everywhere we look, all we see is our problem, then it's so hard to deal with because we can't see those other things that do bring us joy and that we are our blessings that we can be grateful for. I have a gratitude list, and it is very, very long. And I still add to it. Every now and then I'll think of something new to add to it, and I will just put it on there. And I have some pretty random things on there. I have glasses because they help me see. I have fingers and toes. And I have GPS because it helps me get places I don't know where I'm going. And I just have little random things. I'm going to give you a little homework. I want you to make a written gratitudes list and keep it with you. I mean, not maybe everywhere you go, but keep it close to you so that you know where it is. And when you get a chance, add to it. I keep mine with my Bible study stuff. So when I get another idea of another gratitude, I can jot it on there. And my gratitude list is really long. And you would be surprised how many things you really have to be grateful for. And then when you need to draw from that, you can go back to that gratitude list and write and read those things that you're so grateful for. My gratitude list is actually a two-parter. It's gratitudes and it's things I remember that God did for me. So I write, I remember when, and then I just write it out. I remember when, and I just write it out. So I have multiple things that I remember when God came through for me. I have multiple things that I remember what God did for me. And I have a list of 15 or 20 or more of those I remember when, and they help me when I'm going through something now and it's really hard. I can say, I remember when God brought me through a similar thing in the past. And then those gratitudes that I just try to say, these are things that I have to be grateful for. And I don't ever want to forget the little things that I have to be grateful for. And some of them are big things and some of them are little things, but I try to just count everything that comes to my mind to be grateful for. I'm like, yes, I am grateful for that. I'm grateful for fingers and toes. I'm grateful for my five senses. I'm grateful for GPS on my phone. I'm grateful for refrigeration and running plumbing and or indoor plumbing and electricity. These are things that I'm grateful for. And all you have to do is have a storm, puts out your electricity for a few hours to realize it's something to be really grateful for. So anyway, I hope that was helpful to you. Every video I make, I try to bring help or support to you in some way. And the same thing with the description box. If you want to take a minute and go there, hopefully you'll find some more encouragement there. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend. I'm putting out content twice a week now, so be looking for that. And until next time, God bless.